We just did so much rearranging of pastures, and Trudy's best friend Indy is no longer in her pasture. She is with the bred mares because she needs to be with her own friends who are going to be having babies around the same time she is. So Trudy is getting a new friend today. With Trudy being one of my best brood mares, we pull embryos from her. You know, we keep her here, and she doesn't really have to carry her babies at the moment. There's another mare just like her that we love, cherish, keep close, keep safe, pull embryos from. She's like a brood mare without carrying the babies. And that is this girl, Kennedy. And I think they've got the attitudes to match each other. You are also going to join them once you are off of stall rest, which should be soon, okay? Personally, and you'll see it in the video before this one, I think Indy and Trudy bring out the worst in one another because I think they're fine with other horses. It's just when they're together and you add a horse, it becomes violent. Oh, look at the little yearling girls. They're going to be neighbors to them. Your mom's about to walk by. Yours isn't, but yours is. We had the ball out here for the weanlings. We're probably going to end up removing that, but... All right, Kennedy. I need you and Trudy to get along. This would be a great partnership, pasture-wise. All right, Trudy. Just go be nice. It's starting to rain. You can just go slightly introduce yourself. You don't got to come in so hot. I mean, that is kind of ironic because they both have Blazing Hot as their grandsire. Both of their sires are Blazing Hot sons, so they're cousins. Oh, Trudy's going down. She's about to get disgusting. Trude, what? You didn't even roll. What was the point of that? What was the point? All right, are we gonna squeal? Is this it? Is this the moment? Or is this the moment we become best friends? Which is it? I feel like this is the duo. I feel like this is, okay. That's not bad. That's not bad if that's all we're gonna do. Let's not go butt to butt though. Hello, you keep following me pasture to pasture. Okay, that was it? Was that, we just had a little come to Jesus moment and then now we're done? Are we gonna have a little frolic together? Please be careful, it is muddy. It's going to be raining for the next week. There wasn't a better time to do this, unfortunately. Miss Rachel is bringing you some hay because of all this gross weeds out here. Has anyone else had the issues with their pastures this year with, like, we sprayed and, like, things just didn't work and we've reseeded and, it's just been a nightmare. Okay, was this just the least dramatic of all of them? Are we just all good? We're just going to be besties? I love that. Okay, I think this just confirmed that Trudy and Indy just bring out the worst in one another, and they can coexist with pretty much anybody else if the other one isn't there. And now they're just headed to the hay. I think, oh, little kick, but they're fine. Look how much bigger Trudy is than Kennedy. Kennedy's a force, and that's crazy that she kind of looks small next to Trudy. All right, well, that was musical pastures for the day. If you missed all the earlier episodes, go check those out. Everybody has settled in. Stay tuned for more updates. There will be a longer version of this on YouTube, and we did behind the scenes on Snapchat, so go check all that out and let me know what you think. Winona had her baby finally, so let's weigh and tag him. You did such a good job, Mama. This is her second baby. This is her first little boy. Now, how much do we think he weighs? I'm going to say 65. He doesn't look that big. Maybe 70. What do y'all think he weighs? Guesses?
84.
84? Oh my good Lord. You got your jewelry. Now we're going to see how much you weigh. I still think, we got this new little like hanger thing. I still think around 70. Charles, you've been getting a workout. Oh, good Lord. 87?
Yeah.
80. Okay, 86 is where it rested at. Oh my God, you were the most close, Blaine. You a big dense thing. I was good there for a minute on weights. I was really accurate, and I've just been going downhill ever since. He's bigger than I thought. He's such a pretty headed little thing. Like, you wouldn't think with your big head, you'd give us this pretty little thing, but he is just gorgeous. Hey, what are you doing? Sorry, Winona. It's just his first life, and he just hadn't lived very much yet. So he's still a little gangly. So that's the last mama that was due within this time period. We had the little straggler Nacho over there born. We didn't expect that. But now the next due date is October 17th. So we're still going to keep a close eye on everybody. We still got to come up with a name for this little boy that's special. We should have like a couple week break until we have another calf, but you know how they like to just give us surprises. So now both my red babies for the year have been born. We are still waiting on a couple of blue roan hopefuls, but that won't be till later in the season. So the rest of the babies, we can just hope for little bald faces. That's what we can hope for. But he is healthy and happy, and Mama's doing good. So stay tuned for more. With the fact that Dolly is up in the barn, with us thinking she's going to have an abscess, all roads lead to her having an abscess. Like, all the symptoms point there. But a lot of you asked, how could finding like a rock in her sole lead to an abscess? How does one link to the other? So a few days ago, she was limping. We brought her in, we picked her feet out, and there was a rock. Actually, she had rocks in both of her feet. One was worse than the other. And we dug it out, and so it seemed to have bruised her sole a bit. Oh, poor girl. But how does like a hoof bruise, or how does that rock lead to it being an abscess that hasn't even come to the surface yet? So one thing about abscesses is they will make your horse or your equine, your donkey, they will look like they're dying. That is one of the things where it scares you to death, and then you're like, thank God it's an abscess, you know? So essentially, when a rock or something sharp or something penetrates the sole of your horse's or your donkey's hoof, it introduces bacteria into their hoof. Now, I'm not going to be able to explain this perfectly. I'm not a vet. I'm not an expert. But essentially, the bacteria in there, her body's going to start fighting against it. And her body fighting against it is going to create like a pus pocket and a lot of pressure. And then her body's going to try to push that out. And so it'll be really painful when it's up in her foot. And then as it gets pushed out, it's really common like through the toe of their foot, but it can happen anywhere. It can come out of anywhere of their foot. As it comes out, that's going to release a lot of pressure, and she'll actually feel a lot better. And then you just have to treat like the wound itself. But that's why we try to draw it out and like shorten the process, because they're not going to want to put a whole lot of pressure on their foot because it hurts. So they're not going to really push that abscess out when you just let it be. So when you use something for packing, so like she has a little packing in her foot, we've soaked it with Epsom salt, you know, you soften that foot and you try to draw it out. That's essentially what it is. If I said something wrong, please let me know. I'm just trying to explain how one led to the other and why it's not such an easy, quick fix if it's not already at the surface. Abscesses can be something that are quick and easy if it's already ready to bust and it comes out through the foot and then you treat it that way. But I've also had them draw out for so long and be so annoying, and I've had horses be way more prone to them than others. So let me know your experience, your like remedy, your trick with abscesses. And let's hope that Miss Dolly, poor thing, can have some relief soon. Hold on. This is your payment for hanging out with her. And this is so that you're brave, okay? There you go. Hope that explained it. Let me know if you have any other questions.